Yesterday, I made a presentation in English. I stood in front of my whole team, and my hands would not stop shaking.
I know that feeling. My stomach turns into a rock, and I just want to run.
Last week, I almost walked out of a meeting because I was that scared to speak.
What is the last time fear stopped you from doing something?
Today, we tell you what happened to me and what changed after that.
A shaking voice, a scary presentation, and one small decision that made all the difference.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Daily English Listening Podcast. I'm Michelle, and if you're an English learner, this podcast is for you.
And I'm Chris.
My hands are still a little cold just thinking about that meeting.
You're safe now, Michelle. No presentation today.
Just this podcast. And somehow that feels easier.
Talking to a microphone is easier than talking to your boss.
So much easier. There's no one staring back at me.
Well, I'm staring at you right now.
That's different. You already know all my mistakes.
I know most of them, not the new ones yet.
There's always a new one. This week's is a good one, actually.
I can't wait to hear it.
You will in a minute. It's the kind of story I didn't want to tell anyone at first.
Those are usually the best episodes.
Let's get into it then.
True. So today we're talking about fear, the kind that stops you cold.
And what to do when it shows up anyway.
If this is already useful, take a second to subscribe to the Daily English Listening Podcast. New episodes every week.
And a like on this video helps more people find us. It really makes a difference.
This topic matters to me because it wasn't one big dramatic disaster. It was one normal Tuesday.
That's usually how fear shows up, isn't it? Not during something huge, during something small and normal.
A meeting, a phone call, a question you want to ask but don't.
Small moments, but they can shape your whole week if you let the fear win.
I think a lot of people listening right now already know which moment we're talking about in their own life.
That one specific thing they keep putting off because it feels too scary.
We're not going to tell you to just believe in yourself today.
No. We're going to tell you what actually happened, step by step, and let you decide what fits your own situation.
Okay, Michelle, tell us what happened.
It was 3 weeks ago. I had to present our new project to the whole department.
The big meeting. I remember you were nervous about it for days.
Nervous doesn't even cover it. The night before, I couldn't sleep. I kept saying my lines over and over in my head.
Did it help?
Not really. By morning, I was more tired than ready.
That's rough.
I made 3 lists that week. A list of points to cover, a list of questions people might ask, and a list of things that could go wrong.
That third list sounds dangerous.
It was. By Monday night, I had convinced myself that everyone would notice how nervous I was, and that they would think less of me.
Do you usually think that way before something big?
Almost always. My mind goes straight to the worst version of the story before it even happens.
So by Tuesday morning, how did you feel walking in?
My stomach felt like it was tied in a knot. I remember standing outside the door for a second, just breathing.
Did you think about turning back, even then?
For a second, yes. But I told myself, just open the door first, worry later. Then I walked into the room, and everyone was already sitting there. 20 people, all looking at me.
20 people is a lot.
My throat got tight. My hands were cold. I opened my mouth, and nothing came out for a second.
What did you do?
I just stood there. My mind went blank. I remember thinking, this is it. I'm going to fail in front of everyone.
But you didn't leave.
I wanted to. My feet were pointed at the door. I even took one small step back.
One step from walking out.
One step. And then I looked at my notes and I saw the word breathe that I had written at the top of the page.
You wrote that down before?
I did. My friend told me, when you feel terrified, just breathe first, then speak. So I took one slow breath.
And then?
My voice was still shaky. It shook through the first 2 sentences, but I kept going.
Shaky is honest. I like that word for it.
By the middle of the presentation, my voice was still not perfect, but it was steadier.
What happened at the end?
People asked questions. Good questions. Someone said the project sounded strong. Nobody noticed how scared I was.
Nobody. Except you.
Except me. My hands were still cold, even at the end. But my voice had found its normal sound again.
Did anyone say anything about your voice shaking at the start?
Not one person. I think I was the only one who even noticed it.
That's the strange part about fear. It feels so loud inside, but from the outside, nobody sees it the same way.
That's what I learned that day. What feels enormous to you is often small or even invisible to everyone else.
But you noticed something else too, right?
I was still standing there, at the end, and I hadn't run away.
That's the part that stays with you.
It is. The fear didn't disappear. I just didn't let it decide for me.
Here is something we want to ask you.
What is one thing fear has stopped you from doing? A call you didn't make, a question you didn't ask.
Write it in the comments. You don't have to explain the whole story. Just name the moment.
We read every comment. Sometimes naming the fear makes it smaller.
My story is a little different. I don't shake in front of people. I just don't show up at all.
What do you mean?
2 months ago, a friend asked me to speak at his small business event. Just 10 minutes about marketing.
That sounds fine for you. You talk all the time.
I talk all the time when nobody is judging me. This felt different. So I said yes at first.
What changed your mind?
Nothing changed my mind, really. My mind just started finding reasons, one by one, why it was a bad idea.
What kind of reasons?
First it was, I don't have enough time to prepare. Then it was, they probably already know more than me. Then it was, what if nobody laughs at my jokes?
That's a lot of reasons for a 10-minute talk.
My brain is very creative when it's trying to protect me from something scary.
Mine too, apparently. And then?
Then the week came closer, and I found a reason to cancel. I told him I was sick.
Were you sick?
A little. Mostly I was scared, and being sick was an easy excuse.
How did that feel afterward?
Bad. Worse than if I had just gone and made mistakes. I sat on my sofa that whole evening, thinking about it.
What were you thinking about while you sat there?
Honestly, I kept picturing the event happening without me. People listening to someone else instead.
That sounds worse than any nervous moment on a stage.
It was. A stomach full of snacks and a head full of what if I had just gone.
You avoided the fear, but it followed you home.
It really did. My friend was kind about it. He said, next time maybe.
Was there a next time?
3 weeks later, he asked again for a smaller event, and I almost said no again.
But you didn't.
I almost did. My hand was actually typing the message. Sorry, I can't. Then I stopped.
What stopped you?
I remembered that evening on the sofa. I didn't want to feel that bad again.
So you went.
I went. I was terrified in the car. My hands were sweaty on the wheel.
Did you think about turning the car around?
Twice. I actually slowed down near a gas station, thinking I could just stop there and go home.
What kept you driving?
I pictured myself back on that sofa again, feeling worse than before. That picture was scarier than the event itself.
But you got there.
I got there. I gave the 10 minutes. It wasn't perfect. I forgot one point completely.
Did anyone notice?
One person, maybe. But afterward, someone came up and said it helped them with their own business.
That must have felt good.
It felt better than good. It felt like I finally did the thing instead of running from it.
You avoid, I freeze. Different fear, same choice at the end.
The choice to try anyway.
I think that's the real difference between people who feel brave and people who don't.
You mean brave people aren't actually calm inside?
I don't think so. I think brave just means you feel terrified and you do the thing anyway.
I used to think brave people were just built differently, like they had less fear than the rest of us.
I thought that too, for a long time. But watching myself in that meeting changed my mind.
Because your fear didn't disappear?
It didn't move an inch. I was still terrified in the middle of my own sentence. I just kept talking through it.
So it's not about the fear going away?
It never fully goes away, in my experience. You just carry it with you and you move forward.
That's a strange kind of comfort.
It is, because it means you don't have to wait until you feel calm to act.
You act first, and the calm comes later, if it comes at all.
Sometimes it comes halfway through, like my shaky voice getting steadier.
Sometimes it comes after, like me feeling proud in the car home.
I think a lot of people wait for the fear to disappear completely before they try anything.
I used to do that. I'd tell myself, I'll do it once I feel ready.
And how often did you feel ready?
Almost never. Ready kept moving further away the longer I waited.
That's what happened with my presentation, too. If I had waited to feel calm, I would still be waiting.
So, waiting for the fear to leave first is really just another way of avoiding it.
A quieter way, maybe, but still avoiding it.
So, what's the difference then between the fear itself and how we act on it?
There's also a difference between the fear itself and what we do with it.
Say more about that.
Feeling nervous is not a problem. It's just your body getting ready for something big.
My body definitely doesn't feel like it's getting ready. It feels like it wants to disappear.
That's still your body getting ready, in its own strange way. It's paying attention. It just doesn't know that yet.
So, the nervous feeling and the scared feeling are actually doing something useful?
I think so. They're telling you this matters to you. You wouldn't feel nervous about something you didn't care about at all.
That actually makes me feel a little better about the sweaty hands on the wheel.
Sweaty hands mean you cared enough to actually show up in the first place.
So, the fear itself isn't the enemy.
No, the enemy is letting the fear make the final decision.
One small step against the fear. That's the real moment.
That one step I almost took backward, out the door. I could have taken it. Nobody would have known why.
But you took a breath instead.
One small choice, in one small moment. That's usually all it takes to change what happens next.
So, how do we actually say this stuff out loud next time fear shows up?
You could just say it simply. I feel nervous about this, but I'm going to give it a try anyway.
I like that. Or, my hands are shaky, but I'm doing this.
You name the feeling first, out loud or in your head, then you name the choice.
What would you have said standing outside that meeting room?
Probably, I'm terrified right now, and I'm going to open this door anyway.
And what I should have said to my friend, instead of canceling, was, I'm scared, but let's try it.
Simple sentences. No big speech needed.
Just enough words to get your feet moving. Speaking of words, let's get into today's 6.
I'm ready when you are.
Let's start with our first word. Nervous. Say it with me. Nervous. One more time. Nervous. And the last one? Nervous.
If you feel nervous, you feel worried or a little afraid before something important. For example, I felt nervous before my presentation, and my hands were cold. Or he was nervous about the interview, so he practiced his answers many times. And it's normal to feel nervous before something new. That feeling means the moment matters to you.
Next word, terrified. Repeat after me. Terrified. Once more, terrified. And one last time, terrified.
If you are terrified, you feel very, very afraid, much stronger than just nervous. For example, I was terrified when everyone looked at me at once. Or she was terrified of speaking on the phone, so she always wrote messages instead. And you can feel terrified and still do the thing you're afraid of. That's what happened to me.
Here's the next word. Shaky. Try it out loud. Shaky. Again. Shaky. Last one for this word. Shaky.
If your voice or your hands are shaky, they shake a little because you feel nervous or weak. For example, my voice was shaky at the start of my talk, but it got stronger. Or his hands were shaky after the long run. And a shaky start doesn't mean a bad ending. Mine wasn't.
Next word. Calm down. Give it a try. Calm down. One more round. Calm down. And to finish it off, calm down.
To calm down means to become less nervous or less upset and to feel more relaxed. For example, I took a breath to calm down before I spoke, right there outside the door. Or he calmed down after his friend talked to him quietly for a few minutes. And sometimes you don't calm down first. Sometimes you calm down while you're already doing the hard thing, not before it.
Moving on to our next word. Brave. Say it with me. Brave. One more time. Brave. And the final repeat? Brave.
If you are brave, you do something difficult, even though you feel afraid. For example, it was brave of Chris to go to that event after almost canceling. Or she was brave enough to ask her question in front of the whole class, even though her hands were shaking. And being brave doesn't mean feeling no fear. It means acting anyway, one small choice at a time.
Last phrase of the day. Give it a try. Repeat after me. Give it a try. Once more. Give it a try. And the last one. Give it a try.
To give something a try means to attempt it, even if you're not sure it will work. For example, I told myself to just give the presentation a try, one sentence at a time. Or he decided to give the marketing talk a try, instead of canceling again like he had before. And you never really know what happens until you actually give it a try, instead of only thinking about it.
I think about that evening on my sofa a lot.
The one after you canceled?
Yes. I felt worse doing nothing than I ever felt being terrified in that car.
That's the trade, isn't it? A little fear now, or a bigger regret later.
I'll take the fear now.
I think about the door outside that meeting room a lot, too. That one small step I didn't take.
Do you still get nervous before things like that?
Every time. I don't think that part goes away completely, honestly.
So what's different now?
Now I know the shaky voice isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning of it.
The beginning, not the ending. I like that better than anything I've said all day.
Whatever your version of that meeting room is, you probably already know what it looks like.
A phone call, a stage, a hard conversation you've been putting off. The moment before it is almost always worse than the moment itself.
Almost always. Fear doesn't ask you to feel brave. It just asks you to move anyway.
And if you liked hearing about honest moments like this one, we also have an episode about why it's better to keep your goals to yourself sometimes, instead of announcing them to everyone. It's a good next listen.
This is Michelle.
And this is Chris.
Take care of your English.
And take care of your heart. Bye, everyone.
Bye.